Imagine an ocean unlike any you know today. This isn't the calm blue expanse we see from the beach. We're talking about the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, millions of years ago. The water was warmer and the seas were teeming with life. But this wasn't a peaceful paradise. It was a battleground, a wild frontier ruled by creatures of immense size and power. The stakes were incredibly high every single day. Survival was a constant struggle, and only the strongest, smartest, and most fearsome predators could rise to the top. This was an age where giants clashed, and the very waves seemed to tremble with their might. It was a truly epic time to be alive, if you were big enough to survive. The oceans back then were a buffet for the enormous. Whales, giant sea turtles, and massive seals populated these waters in great numbers. Every shadow could hide a hunter, and every splash could signal an attack. It was a world of constant vigilance, where even the largest creatures had to look over their shoulders. We're not just talking about one or two big predators. We're talking about an entire ecosystem built around gigantism. The competition for resources was fierce, driving an evolutionary arms race. Into this ancient arena swam two of the most formidable apex predators our planet has ever known. But what would happen if these two incredible animals ever came face to face? Let's meet our first contender, Otodus Megalodon. The name itself means big tooth, and that is no exaggeration. This was not just any shark, it was the shark that all other sharks would have nightmares about. Megalodon was a true giant, reaching lengths of up to 60 feet. That's 3 times longer than the biggest great white shark today. Its body was a thick, powerful torpedo of muscle, built for speed and devastating force. The business end of the Megalodon was its incredible jaw, lined with 276 serrated teeth, some over 7 inches long. This mouth was designed for one thing, shearing through flesh and bone. Scientists estimate its bite force was one of the most powerful in history. It didn't just nibble on its prey. It inflicted catastrophic damage with a single decisive strike. This strategy was brutal, efficient, and terrifyingly effective. Megalodon was an ambush predator of the highest order. It likely used the deeper, darker waters to its advantage, stalking its prey from below. With its incredible size and strength, Megalodon could breach completely out of the water, slamming into its prey with the force of a freight train. For millions of years, Megalodon was the undisputed ruler of the world's oceans. But it wasn't the only giant patrolling these ancient waters. Now, meet the competition. Livyatan Melville. Named after the biblical sea monster Livyatan and the author of Moby Dick, this creature was a true monster of the deep. Livyatan was a type of sperm whale, but it was nothing like the sperm whales we know today. This was a hyper-carnivorous predator, an aggressive hunter. It grew to similar sizes as Megalodon, reaching lengths of around 50 to 60 feet. But where Megalodon was a sleek torpedo, Livyatan was a battering ram of muscle and bone. Livyatan's greatest weapon was its terrifying set of teeth. Unlike modern sperm whales, Livyatan had enormous teeth in both its upper and lower jaws, and these were the largest teeth of any known animal ever. They could reach over a foot long and were as thick as a person's arm. These weren't just for gripping, they were for inflicting deep, devastating wounds and crushing bone. Livyatan didn't nibble, it chomped. Its bite was designed to grapple with and destroy large, powerful prey, including other whales. It was a brawler, earning it the nickname the whale killer. It also possessed the ability of echolocation, using sound to see in the murky depths and locate its prey from miles away. This gave it a huge sensory advantage. Its fossils have been found in the same deposits, indicating these two titans shared the same hunting grounds. This set the stage for an inevitable conflict. So, the ultimate question is, who wins in a fight? A fully grown Megalodon versus a prime Livyatan. This is the heavyweight championship of the prehistoric world. The battle would be a spectacular and brutal display of power. It would likely begin with the two giants sizing each other up, circling one another in the deep blue. The Megalodon would be assessing for a weakness, while the Livyatan would be using its echolocation to map out its opponent. The tension would be immense. Megalodon's best strategy would be to use its speed and stealth, attacking from below or from a blind spot. It would aim for Livyatan's flippers or tail. But Livyatan is no easy target. It could use its massive head as a battering ram, slamming into the shark's gills with bone-shattering force. The fight would be a chaotic dance of death. Imagine the rush of water as two 60-foot bodies collide, the crunch of cartilage and bone. The Livyatan has one key advantage: intelligence. It could potentially outsmart the shark, using its environment or a more complex strategy. Ultimately, victory would likely come down to who landed the first decisive blow. The winner would be determined by strength, intelligence, and luck. I would have to give a slight edge to the Livyatan, mainly due to its intelligence and the sheer power of its head-on assault. But it would be incredibly close. The reign of these two titans could not last forever. As the Earth's climate began to cool, the oceans changed dramatically. Sea levels dropped, and the warm coastal waters that Megalodon and Livyatan depended on began to disappear. Their primary food source either went extinct or adapted. Faced with a shrinking habitat and disappearing food supply, the two greatest predators the ocean had ever seen slowly faded into extinction. Their extinction left a massive power vacuum. The great white shark, a smaller and more adaptable relative of Megalodon, rose to prominence. The ancestors of modern sperm whales and orcas were now free to diversify. Their absence allowed for the evolution of the ocean ecosystems we know today. They were a powerful force, both in life and in their passing. The legacy of Megalodon and Livyatan lives on in the fossil record. Every massive tooth and giant vertebra we unearth is a powerful reminder of the incredible scale of life that once existed. These fossils allow us to piece together their story, a world of epic struggles and breathtaking power. They ignite our imagination and fuel our curiosity. Their epic tale continues to inspire awe and wonder in all of us who look to the water and dream of the giants that once swam there.